Companies spent 30 to 40 billion dollars on AI last year. 95% of them got zero return. This is not just a leadership problem, it also is a product management problem because these products are still failing. Over the holidays, I analyzed compensation data from over 9,000 AI product manager job postings. I reviewed case studies from companies like Cognizant, who tracked 6 million in revenue, influenced by a single strategic shift. I dug into several research reports. The links are in the description below of why product managers last year got fired. Six trends that separate the product managers whose careers are accelerating from those who are slowly becoming obsolete. In this video, I'm going to share six trends of AI and product management. These are evidence based six trends that are really going to change how product management is going to shift in 2026. For each trend, I'll give you one specific idea that you can start using this week. Hi, my name is Anil Jaisingh. I am the Chief Product Manager for a successful training and consulting company, Concepts and Beyond. I'm also an adjunct professor at NYU and a professional trainer and coach. The first trend, there is booming demand but squeezed budgets. AI skills now command 56% higher pay. Sounds great, but that premium only exists if you're building AI products. If you're just prompting AI tools and you get good at prompting, you're not getting that pay raise. By prompting ChatGPT for user stories, using Notion AI for meeting notes, you're faster at admin work. Building AI products means understanding why context windows matter for product design, knowing when to use RAG versus fine tuning, making trade offs between accuracy and latency costs. When I analyze the compensation data of senior product managers at OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google, they're making 535K to 569K. Traditional product managers in different markets making 70K to about 200K. How do you bridge that gap? Pick one AI product in your domain this week. Reverse engineer it. What data does it need? What are the cost per query constraints? What vibe coding tools can you use? And if you can shadow your machine language team for a sprint, ask them, why can't they hit 99% accuracy? That understanding is what separates tool users from product builders. Earning more money is great, but what if you can't execute on your roadmap because leadership keeps changing direction? That's trend two, the crisis of confidence. Leadership keeps changing direction. 92% of product teams now own revenue goals. 84% think they're going to fail. The reason? They don't control the strategy that drives these outcomes. You're accountable for revenue. You don't control the decisions that generate it. That's a trap. I want to tell you about a product manager at a healthcare technology company who escaped it. She kept hitting roadblocks from unclear strategy. So she created a strategy debt document. Every time leadership made a product decision without clear reasoning, she logged it. Date, decision, and the missing context. After 3 months, 47 entries. She presented these to the exec team in a 30-minute session. The CEO couldn't ignore the pattern. Within 2 weeks, they held a strategy offsite and published clear priorities. Her team's velocity doubled. She made the cost of unclear strategy visible. What can you do if your leadership continuously changes direction? Get answers to 3 questions. What strategic bets would change my roadmap priorities? What decisions can I make without escalation? If we miss our revenue goal, what are the 3 top reasons? If you can't get clear answers, document it. Make it visible until you get that strategic clarity. Okay, so now you got strategic clarity. But here's what most teams stumble next, and that's trend 3, the productivity paradox. AI is saving hours, but where is the ROI? Teams are saving 1 or 2 hours daily with AI. 95% still get zero ROI. What are they doing wrong? Hours saved is a vanity metric. Revenue generated is the only metric that matters. And when I look at the companies that actually got ROI from AI, they all understood this distinction. At a consulting firm, one team celebrated saving 90 minutes daily on meeting notes. 6 months later, leadership asked, what revenue did this generate? No answer. Their AI budget got cut. Meanwhile, another team at the same firm used AI to scale user research. Instead of 12 interviews per quarter, they were able to run 200 per month. They found an unmet need in mid-market customers. They launched a new service tier and generated 2.3 million in first-year revenue. Same company, same AI tools, completely different outcomes. One team automated busy work, the other team automated insight generation. Here's how simple this can be. A product manager at a B2B software company set up a competitive monitoring system in one afternoon using Claude and Make.com. runs continuously, costs $12 a month. In 2 months, it surfaced three opportunities that led to feature decisions worth 400K in prevented churn. How can you incorporate this trend? Stop celebrating hours saved. Ask yourself, what strategic work am I not doing because it takes too long? Continuous user research, real time competitive intelligence? Pick one. Build an AI workflow that makes it continuous. Measure the business outcome. That $12 per month system, that's actually a perfect bridge to trend four because the skill required behind it is the human skill. The one thing AI genuinely can't replace. As AI automates, human judgment is still the killer app. 59% of product professionals say strategy and business acumen are now the most critical skills. Most weren't trained for this. Here's what AI can do. Tell you feature A increases engagement by 15%. Here's what AI can't do. Tell you feature A also increases infrastructure cost 30%, which requires repricing and creates enterprise churn risk. Strategic PMs think in second and third order effects. That's the last human skill that AI cannot replace. I love this framework from a product leader at a cybersecurity company. His question, what's the smallest thing we can ship to learn if our biggest assumption is true? Not a minimum viable product, but a minimum viable test. His team wanted to build AI product threat detection. Big assumption. Enterprise customers would trust AI recommendations without human review. Instead of building the full feature, they built a Slack bot, sent AI recommendations to 10 beta customers for the next 30 days. 8 out of 10 ignored the AI and did their own analysis anyways. That killed that feature of auto detection and pivoted to AI assisted review. Saved about $800,000 in 6 months by testing the assumption before building the product. What can you do? For your current product decision, answer 4 questions before building. What assumptions does this reinforce? Or what second order effects will it create? If we are wrong, how fast will we know? What market signals would make us kill this, even if it succeeds? If you can't answer these questions, you are doing tactical work, not strategic. And if you're interested in learning how to take a product idea and make revenue, join my workshop on Maven. This is a 4-week workshop where you bring an idea and we turn it into revenue by helping you validate that product idea, create offers that customers can't ignore, and those offers bring you leads. You can then decide whether it makes revenue for you or whether you want to pivot. And we take you through that whole pivoting cycle. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description below. Speaking of execution, Trend 5 is about who's going to be doing most of it very soon. Meet your new digital teammate is an AI agent. AI copilots will be 80% of enterprise apps, but copilots aren't the real shift. Autonomous agents are. With copilots, you prompt, it responds, you edit, you control every step. With agents, you set a goal. Monitor our top 10 competitors for pricing changes. When something significant happens, alert me. The agent runs continuously, decides what's significant, proactively flags issues. You're not prompting anymore. You're managing a digital teammate. A product manager at a developer tools company set up an agent to monitor his product's subreddit, Discord, and support tickets. Categorized feature request by theme. Generated a weekly report. The setup, 2 hours, and saved 5 hours weekly. He's learning to manage autonomous systems before his company mandates it. Another product manager at an edtech company built an agent swarm for user research. One agent conducts voice interviews using Eleven Labs. Another analyzes those transcripts with Claude. A third maps patterns to hypotheses. If in 1 month she ran 80 interviews versus her old pace of 12 per quarter, found a mid-market gap that became a 1.2 million product line. Both use tools available right now, LangChain, AutoGen, Crew AI. They didn't wait for enterprise platforms. Here's why starting now matters. One SaaS team waited 18 months for their company to deploy an agent platform. When it launched, they had zero experience with autonomous AI. Took 4 months to learn the basics. Their competitors' team had been experimenting since early 2024. Same platform launched. They shipped 3 AI features in Q1 while the first team was still figuring out how agents work. What does it mean for you? Identify one repetitive weekly task. Set up an agent to handle it. Start with monitoring, competitor sites, user reviews, support tickets. Have it summarized, changes weekly. By the time enterprise agents arrive, you already know how to manage them. All right, last trend, and I saved this one for last because it's the career-ending mistake. One wrong call here can cost you your job, your company's IPO, and millions in fines. Trend 6, the high stakes of trust. Privacy and AI governance become critical. Privacy isn't compliance anymore, it's a competitive weapon. Get it right, you win customers. Get it wrong, your career is over. The EU AI Act goes into effect August 2026. Fines up to 7% of global revenue. For a $1 billion company, that's 70 million, more than most product budgets. When I analyze the 5.65 billion euros in GDPR fines issued since 2018, a pattern emerged. Product decisions made by product managers who didn't understand data consent were behind many of the biggest penalties. A software as a service analytics team was building a recommendation engine. They asked upfront, can we get the same result using aggregated data instead of individual user data? Can we run it on a device instead of a cloud? Their feature launched 3 months faster because legal review was simple, because the data handling was transparent. Meanwhile, their competitor faced a 15 million euro GDPR fine for training models on customer data without consent. Feature was pulled from the market. The software as a service company captured 23% of the customers. Privacy by design becomes a competitive mode. Now, the cautionary tale. A product manager at a customer support software company shipped an AI feature trained on support chat logs. Logic seems sound, better training data, better recommendations. 6 months later, an 8 million euro GDPR fine. The chat logs had personal information that they didn't have consent to use. Feature killed. IPO delayed a year. The product manager had to leave the company. What can you do about privacy? Audit your AI features this quarter. For each one, what data does it use? What inference does it make? Do you have proper consent? If you can't answer confidently, you have a gap. Close it before it closes your career. All right, 6 trends, 6 ideas. You don't need to do all 6 at once. Implement one idea that you can demonstrate to your stakeholders and leadership. Drop a comment telling me which trend you're tackling first. I read all of my comments. If you want to go deeper on any of these trends, I have a detailed newsletter and a workshop that addresses these challenges. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.